Good morning, Flip fam. How are you doing? Yeah, you know, I watched a very informative uh, video from Pi TV. Um, you went over the financial history and stuff, and most of us know a lot of stuff about the history of finance and money, and it's good to revisit that because with the whole scamdemic, the coronal dissonance, the total lockdown, it all has a influence on the futures market. Because if they know, and we do know, they know about the origin of corona and all that kind of shit, since they've been dealing in diagnostics and test kits and equipment from 2017 already, so they know, and they have been planning and scheming on this whole pandemic for the past 3 years now. So they know there would be a lockdown, and that lockdown has an effect on energy consumption, and then you get into future markets and all that kind of shit. And I'm not well versed on that, but what I do understand is that if you know that there's something going on which will stop a lot of movement, you can have a lot of futures. You can have a lot of inflow of cash because you were trading in energy. So trading in energy is probably the biggest contributors of this whole coronal dissonance bullshit. Because if you know there's a lockdown, you know there's less consumption, you know the price will drop, but you don't want a price to drop because that's less income. And that's why you have a futures market, to prevent that from happening. And that's why they, if you remember, pumped out a lot of energy. Oil prices went low, but they were pumping extra fuel. Saudi Arabia and all OPEC were pumping more than we needed. So there's a whole play going on outside of our, regular scope of thinking. And that's all on the markets. And we all blame, for ease, China, for example. Or, Wuhan, because it's a Chinese virus, or a Wuhan virus. No, it's bullshit. They already knew this shit. They planned this shit. We got a paper trail back to 2017. We got papers that show and identified COVID-19 and Corona way before that, in 2008, I think. I have to look that up, but I know I got the paper somewhere in my computer. But anyway, they knew this already. This has been planned, this has been done. And the people are the suckers for buying it, for not doing due diligence, not going on the internet, not doing any research, and just relying on the same old faces on internet. Just like they do when people talk about going to space. They just rely on the TV. The TV is killing you. The politicians are killing you. And it starts in your mind, and your mind is probably dead by now. Well, not the people watch me, because you probably wouldn't have found me if you have a dead mind. But those, around us that do not pay attention, that do not give a shit about the world, who do not want to invest their own time in their own knowledge. So please, if you can, just bump into a neighbor, just try to get them to think. Because thinking is the key to not be ruled over by another who wants to exploit you. And this is the goal. They just want to exploit you. Your energy, your money, your life. That is what they're after. Everything you do. As long as they can control it, they can make their wealth bigger on it. At your expense. So, get people to think. Because thinking is the solution. Because once you think, you understand you got to do something. And once you do something, you change the table. Now they have to react. Anyway, see you later. I gotta go to work.